Hi, welcome to the introductory video of my channel as I am remodeling the channel based on the experiences that I've had in life as a strategy expert, legal expert, who is primarily a business rescue and turnaround expert, right? I think one of the advantages that I've had in this career as a business risk and turnaround expert is that I've diversified my skills broadly into areas that are very pivotal for um, an advisor of enterprises to ensure that you provide the best advice that can ensure success in a distressed organization. Primarily, I'm an accountant, um, formerly a chartered management accountant who is a finance major, um, costing expert. Um, I'm a lawyer, I'm a data scientist, and I'm a strategy expert. So having diversified like that gave me a 360-degree view over a business. I also went into cyber strategy, digital transformation, to understand the modern day business environment, artificial intelligence, and I'm an as you know um, well researched um, in various areas, in business, with over close to 60 research articles that I've contributed, into the body of knowledge. Having been in academia as well as, a CFO of various organizations, managing director as well, founded my own businesses. Um, it has really helped me to understand a number of things that are very important, not only from a business point of view, but also from a personal point of view. So, what I've come to understand is that life, whether you're running a business or you're in personal life, we can relate that to the game of chess. And we also have to understand that it is also like a bottomless pit. Hence, I am writing a book, Chess and the Bottomless Pit: Analogies to Life. Now, this book will introduce you, whether you're a CEO, whether you are uneducated, you're highly educated, or wherever, what stage in life you are at. This book will give you a perspective of the strategies that you want to take, um, learning from the mistakes I've made, learning from the things that I've also done well, the ability to see things before they can emerge, right? Um, from a strategy point of view, that is also very important, to ensure a success in one's life, business wise, and in personal life. So I've learned a lot from my personal experiences, and um, more especially now that I've gone through a transition in my life where um, I lost certain things in my personal life. I've gone through financial distress myself, lost one of my businesses, um, And one of the important lessons I learned is that we come to this world with already prepared systems in place. Now, one has to choose what he or she wants to do with his or her own life. Same with the game of chess. It's prepared right there. It's either you play an already established game plan, right? Sometimes you have to conform to certain systems that have been created or developed by those who came before us, right? But other times you may not be built in that way. You are naturally a disruptor who changes things and wants to fashion things in a particular way to benefit many, including yourself. Now, if that is the way you do things, right, you're going to face a lot of resistance. And sometimes certain institutions or organizations or systems may not stop until they put you down, all right? May not stop until they fracture you or tarnish your name so that you can lose your credibility, right? Even though you may have done things, in an ethical way, they will stop at nothing. Like, for instance, I faced a challenge with the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, right? Wherein I went through a disciplinary hearing, right? And this is a global, association which decided to lie in their report about a number of issues, right? And you will see as we progress that I will be showing you evidence which I did share with them, and they decided not to include such evidence in their report. And they lied that I did not produce this evidence, and yet I do have evidence that I gave the evidence to their lawyer, right? So if you decide to conform to particular systems, you'll find out that you may have an average life, right? But if you intend to be more than average, you need to become a disruptor. You need to create a system. Now, a system can take you somewhere, but it does not entirely disrupt, right? In order to be a disruptor, you need to create an ecosystem, right? Which is a series of interconnected systems that feed into each other. And that's what makes an individual unique. That's what makes a business unique. If you own an ecosystem, if you own a system, you will survive, you will thrive. But if you own an ecosystem, it will be very difficult for you to be displaced. And it's very essential when you are going into business, or if you are to turn around a particular business, right? It's best to ensure that the business creates some form of a system that results into sustainability, or rather creates an ecosystem. Now, an ecosystem survives ages more than just a system. So I will be teaching a number of lessons from my own personal story, And from what I've learned from the game of chess, from what I've learned in, corporate and in my personal life, understanding that history repeats itself. And what was happening in history, where powerful institutions can sabotage an individual simply because they think they can, that has not changed. Right. So you need to have a certain level of thinking, a certain way of seeing things to ensure that you are not sabotaged, or even if you're sabotaged, you need to rise above the sabotage. You need to be resilient. And in order for you to be resilient, you need to think somehow. You do not just need to be a person who conforms or tries to fit in, because that alone can give you a mediocre or average kind of living, or survival only, but it does not make you a business or an individual that would gain sustainability in everything that you do. Thank you.